Hi guys, to get a job as a graduate in Nigeria can be an hustle and so difficult and challenging. Today we are going to be looking into a day in the life of a fashion brand that created a job for herself after NYSC. Today you are going to be meeting the CEO of MJ Fashion Apparel. The story of an average Nigerian is to start hunting for a job after graduating. In today's video, we are going to be seeing how a young lady has built herself, and we all know that every successful business started from somewhere. So sit back and relax to enjoy this video. So guys, I'm with the CEO of Nigerian Fashion Apparel, and I'm here with, what's your name?
My name is Adebisi Abosede Mojere-Feoluwa, popularly known as Mojere, CEO Mojere Fashion Apparel, as she has said.
When was this whole fashion dream started that created this place for you?
It has really been a long time. I think I have passion for cutting and sewing. So I would just say it's something I love doing, and that I really have a dream of becoming a fashion. It's not even for business or opening a fashion home. I just want to know it for myself, for the sake of myself. Actually, I love sewing.
So you love sewing. That is why you start. Yes. Now, how did you learn this thing? Did you learn it from someone, or your mom is a fashion designer?
No, my mom is not a fashion designer. I learned from two bosses.
How long does it take you to learn this thing? When did you start learning actually?
Oh, I started learning when I was in JSS 2, if I could remember very well. That was in 2029. 28-29.
That's 2009, 2009. 2008.
Yes.
That time, I think by that time you are still like small. You are still a kid.
I was very young then. That time I was in GSS 2, like I said. I think there was a strike then. We are going to GSS 3, so there was a strike, and when there was strike like that, all the students will be at home, and this period that we are at home, our moms will go to work, our parents actually used to go to work, and just not to be jobless or be playing around. So I guess that was when I said, okay, I have a sister around, a neighbor sister that have a shop like this, and I said, okay, let me go there and play. So since going there and playing, then I developed passion for it more, because it is what I love to do. So that's how I started learning from her.
So you started as a child?
Yes.
What was your parents' reaction since you are still going to secondary school and you are still a child? You are thinking about getting a job. Like, how do they take it from home?
Actually, my mom supported it. Actually, not fully supported actually, but my dad did not support at all. He wasn't in support of it, of me learning. So I think it was my mom that actually supported me then. So I just like, okay, I'm going somewhere to play, because I have a friend around the area. I'll just be like, I'm going to her place, I want to go and play. Then from there I'll go to the shop, and since the boss understands, so she was just like, okay, you should be coming. So gradually I started paying and I started learning.
So you are saying now that you always lie to your dad that you want to go and play,
obviously.
or you bargain with your mom.
Yes.
Wow. Can you take us back to the beginning of how you start learning the fashion designer, because you can't just wake up one day and you say that okay, I want to become a fashion designer and start sewing machine. So how did you start, when, and how did you learn it?
Like I said, I was young when I started learning. You know, I said my dad wasn't in support of it.
Okay.
So when I started learning, when I started going to my dad, we used to call us auntie then. So when I started going to her place, then I think I that drew me more to loving this work more. So I'm just like, okay, I want to start to learn this thing. So from there, I would like to my dad, okay, I'm going to my friend's place to play. Then of course he knows my friend, so from there I'll go to the shop. So later I told my mom, I want to start learning, and she was like, okay, no problem, you know, but your dad must not know. So I'll now go to the shop. My mom will be, of course my mom is aware, but before daddy comes back from work, he's going to be back by 5, and me, I must be at home before that 5.
Right.
So that was how I started learning. But when I finished my junior secondary school, then you know, situations happened that my boss have to relocate from that area to another area, which is very far from our house. So then I stopped learning till I finished my senior secondary school. That was my SS3. Okay. Then after my senior WAEC, SSC, so I think when I come back, then I saw a place like that, another place. I actually said, okay, I think I love this place. I still want to further my learning. And meanwhile, before then, my mom had gotten me one small machine, you know, all this manual machine.
That is actually very nice of her.
So I used to practice at home, and like, okay, if I see anything, let me sew for you. At least the little that I do then. So then I saw it another place. I'm like, okay, I still want to proceed with this learning. And before, you know, after WAEC, we'll have to wait for, I think I waited for like 3 years before I got admission then. So I was like, okay, let me use that period to further my learning on this fashion. Still, my dad wasn't in support. So it was my mom that, because my dad was like, well, I'm a cow, you know, all that all that people. So they were like, well, I'm a cow, I'm going to graduate you. Okay, no problem. So my mom paid, and you know, my dad would go to work like we used to do then. So then I started doing this, and you know, I got it there. So it'd be like, I'm not a grown lady, so it's a secondary school graduate. Yeah. So it won't be as when we were that young. Okay, at least I have a little freedom of coming home by 6. So I'll come by 6. Then it will be at home. So gradually, he knew I was learning, but it will be like, òṣìná fi ń ṣe àwọn tó bá ń kọ́ṣẹ́ wọ́n máa ń lò wọ́n nílòkulò, wọ́n máa ń ṣe bá mi like, èmi ọ̀gá mi ò ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ o, ṣé you understand? We just tell him my boss doesn't do that. Like they are going to abuse us where we are learning. Like they will just abuse us. Like they will be sending us around. We will not even know what we are doing. I feel like my boss is not like that. They are not like that. So then, but he wasn't in support. But still, I proceed with the learning till I finished the learning, and I did my freedom.
Okay, when he found out, what was his reaction? You know, he didn't tell him. Fine, he later knows, but what was his reaction when he finally find out you are going somewhere behind his back? I hope he doesn't blame your mom. Because I know African parents, they can be.
Yes.
He doesn't blame your mom so much.
He actually blamed her.
I
think it was when I wanted to do my freedom, you know, I went to him. I'm like, Daddy, you know, I was learning. So and now I'm done with the learning and I want to do freedom. So I like, so I like, is your mom and is you and your mom that is doing it now? What is now my own? I'm like, Daddy, they said we should bring this, and we go. I'm like, no. Go and meet your mother. It's you and your mother. Me, my own child is going to go to school. He's going to graduate. I'm like, I'm still going to school. I'll go to school. I will graduate. It's like, no, he's not in support. So, he actually minutes till the end. He minutes to the end.
Combine schooling with learning fashion design.
You know, we were in like I said, I was in GSS class then. So when school resumed, then it would be that I'll go to school in the morning. Yes, and then we used to close by 2 p.m. Then extra lesson to 4 p.m. So sometimes I will not do extra lesson. I'll close by 2, then I'll go to shop 2 to 5. But some days I used to do extra lesson. Days that I didn't do extra lesson, I will know that I will not, is either I will not go to shop, or I will go and spend just 1 hour from my school with school uniform. Then I will go to the shop. I'll go home by 5, latest by 5:30, before daddy comes back home. So that's how I used to do it till
You graduated?
I graduated from secondary school.
Oh, that's so good. So did you later went to university or polytechnic?
Sure. Yes. After I graduated from my secondary school, you know, I told you I waited for 3 years before I got admission.
Yes.
And within that 3 years for searching for admission, then I finished my learning and I did my freedom. I think it was when I did my freedom, the year I did my freedom was the second year that I got admission into an institution. I went to Federal Polytechnic there for my first degree. That was my ND then.
That your handy days, are you sewing for people and making money or what?
Yes, I was partially sewing for people and making money. Though my intention wasn't to sew for people and make money. But you know, I told you my mom got me one small machine, one manual machine there. So when I was going to school, then I carried it. Meanwhile, when I wanted to do my freedom, I bought one machine for myself.
How did you do? Where did you get the money? Where did you get money to buy yourself machine?
Let me just say, my childhood has really been an hustling life for me. So while I finished my my learning, the little period that I have to prepare for my freedom, then I went doing sales rep, like sales girl in different places. So from there I gathered little money, and then from my other sister, then she contributed to, you know, her friends. I know her friends, and like, okay, you want to do freedom, okay, take it. So, you know, from there I gathered little amount. I got myself one machine too.
Wow, that is actually nice.
Yes. When I was going to school, then I carried one machine. You know, one is at home, the one my mom bought for me, and the one I bought for myself for my freedom. Then I carried it to school. It was in my room. You know, I got one small room, then a single room, so it was in my room. So anytime I want to go to school, maybe sometimes I'm hungry, I want to eat, and you know, my friends, my neighbor, my hostel mates, they'll be like, you have a machine, are you a tailor? Yes. I'll be like, I'm a tailor. Do you want to sew? I will sew for them. They'll give me money. I'll be like, okay, it's like this thing will fetch me money. Oh. So I'll be like, okay, I'm sewing. So from there I tell 1, 2 people I'm sewing. So they'll start bringing their clothes. So that is where I used to get money to feed myself, to transport myself to school. Then,
so that means you are not really disturbing them at home to collect money. Really?
Yes.
Hey, you're a golden child. Now, how did you manage schooling in the polytechnic and fashion? By then, you have a fashion brand. How are you able to cope? How are you able to sew for people, then go to school?
Okay, firstly, when I was doing my ND, I did not have any fashion brand. No name, no nothing. I was just myself. And it was because I was sewing for people, I said that they would give me money. So that was what actually prompted me on, like, I can set myself up and start sewing for people. Actually, during my ND days, the only thing I did then was I bought a poster, pasted it at the front of our hostel then, and people would be like, is someone sewing here? They'd be like, yes. Then I would sew for them. That was what I did. It was my HND days, because I went back for HND, that I tried to get myself a small shop. So it was that shop then that then I've tried to get a one weaving machine too, with my manual machine. So then I started sewing for people. That was when people actually know me. Then coping with it was different from ND days. You know, ND days I used to go to class. I have lost 3 times, like there is no choked work like that, because people don't really know me. I was inside. It's only those that I did that, okay, I'm sewing, that know me. But HND days, I've gotten myself a shop, and I'm going for lectures. Then I've started having apprentices. It was actually very difficult, I won't lie. That was when my dad was now proud of me, like, because I did not used to disturb him. I can actually say when I went for my HND days, I paid throughout for my school fees,
really,
my rent, and everything. So I actually
through this fashion business.
Wow. By the grace of God.
That's
so
nice.
Then it was actually difficult because to combine studying with this work already is draining, is very, very draining. So not to talk of going for lectures. So I will wake up very early in the morning, go for lecture. My lecture starts from 8. Then by 2 I'm done with lecture. I'll come to shop and open. I would say it's actually not easy, because when others were reading, you will see Mejere inside the shop, Mejere is sewing. So they will be like, my classmates will be like, Mujere, are you even reading at all? Wow. So there is no really long time for me, enough time for me to rest. Because if I close from shop, I'll be at home, maybe studying, reading for maybe tests or exams. Sometimes I will even sleep in the shop. I will sleep in the shop because I will walk from the time I close from school. I will walk till night, and from that night I'll have to read for text again. So that is how it actually affects my GPA. Let me use the word, because sometimes the time you have to study and that, but all glory be to God, it's not bad. It's just average.
Have you had the dream of not working for the government or looking for a job after your NYSC days?
I did not have the dream of working for government. That was why I settled for this course that I studied.
What is the course that you studied?
Estate management and valuation. So because I dream of me not working for anybody, I want to have my own firm. If I study that, if I'm able to get my professional exams, then I can have my own firm and I can practice then. But this fashion work actually take me out of that dream that okay, I can actually stand on my own. Being an educated person, I can actually stand on my own. That is why, but I'm still hoping that I will practice later.
Okay. So when you graduated, during your NYSC days, how do you cope during that NYSC days?
Like I said, when I was in ND, I got myself a shop. I graduated when I was going for the NYSC. I have no choice because I was posted to Nasarawa for my National Youth Corps. So I was posted to Nasarawa, and my shop was in my school. And then, so how am I going to do it? Then I have no choice than to vacate because it won't be really easy. So then I did my redeployment. I relocated back to Oyo State, Ibadan to be precise. So that's why I said okay. Then during my NYSC days, it won't be easy going to PPA because I cannot ghost it. I've already relocated. So, and I cannot ghost it. So I started using my apartment because I got myself an apartment. Then I was staying with my sister. So I started using her space for my work. So at my PPA, I told the people I'm sewing. So I used to get work from them too. I'll bring it home, I'll sew for them, I'll deliver. So that's how I used to throughout my NYSC.
You have a fashion brand. What do you sew? What are the things you show in the shop?
Yes, I sew native wears mainly for ladies, woman wears, and I sew street wears, unisex. Then I am into little basic bridal wears.
But you sew polo?
Yes, that's what I mean, streetwear. So streetwear, under my streetwear, I sew roundnecks, polo.
How did you come about sewing polo? Because
Actually,
it's not the same thing. How did you come about sewing polo?
Yes, I did not learn streetwear. I only learned Owambe dresses, like general native dresses. But in this our profession, in this our line, you need to train yourself. Because a lot of people are into this job now, most especially those that are going to fashion schools. We have those that learn in a professional way, because I would say I learn from small shops. So I try to build myself, I try to upgrade myself. So I actually make use of my YouTube, I make use of every other means that I know I can learn from. So this street way of a thing, it's just like I said, I like drawing, I like cutting. It's just a paperwork for me. So sometimes just a day I folded the paper, I'm like, okay, and I saw one fabric, I'm like, okay, I can sew a jeans for myself.
Wow.
So that's where I started. Like, okay, let me practice, and that's how I start sewing streetwears.
What is the future goals of Muji Fashion Apparel?
Future goal,
Yeah.
yes. I actually have a dream of having my own fashion home. I mean a fashion home,
Big one.
big one, which I
Better.
pray that God will make that happen.
To happen. You are a hustler. You hustle. You hustle. So, and I pray all your dreams will come true.
Amen.
If you are to go back, what would you like to change?
If I'm to go back on this fashion, I would say I would like to change the way I started learning, because you know it's really good to have a strong foundation. The fear of my father not knowing that I was learning, and I did not have full support of both parents for learning, makes me not to really be patient when learning. I think that is to me it's not really a professional. You know, if my dad was in support, I would have gone in a professional way. I wouldn't have settled for just a small shop. So instead of this now starting to upgrade, it would not have been difficult for me like it's what it is. So that is one thing I would have love and like to change about the
But
process.
everything is now easy.
Yes.
Everything. If you want to change anything now, you have said it a lot that you can go to YouTube and
Yes.
guys, YouTube helps a lot. If you want to become a fashion designer and you are thinking of starting, you can start from YouTube. If you want to do a professional one, you can go to like fashion school and go. So by now, are you taking apprentice?
Yes.
And guys, she's located in Ibadan. Where are you located in Ibadan?
I'm located at the old Bodija Adeyi in Ibadan.
Okay, that is good. If you want to reach you, I'm going to put a WhatsApp link on the video. If you want to reach her, you can just contact her directly. If you want to make bulk ashwebi, if you want to sew your wedding gown, she's available for you. She's very good at what she does. What are the challenges you are facing in this fashion brand? Because to own a fashion, because this thing will be affecting you, cost of fabrics will be affecting you a lot. So what are the challenges you face in the business?
Yeah, there are a lot of challenges actually. Firstly, I would say from our customers, because you will see that they will go online, pick styles, they will bring it here. Firstly, we struggle with colors because cameras have changed colors already.
Yeah.
You will struggle with colors.
Yeah.
Then you will now struggle with styles. I'm busty, I have tummy. You bring style of someone that doesn't have tummy.
Yeah.
You want to press you. How do you expect? You be like, it doesn't look like what I show you. It doesn't look like what I show you. People did not understand what really fits them.
Okay.
And you know, us that have little, we are just starting to build our own brand, so they will not pay for consultation, because you have to go for consultation to know what actually fits you before you can go for any style. They will not pay for consultation, and if you try to give them advice that okay, this will not work, they want to listen to themselves. They do not want to listen at all. So that is that on the customers. And you know, things are costing now very expensive. They still will not understand that things are expensive. You know, you go to the market, the stress on getting materials to sew, everything, they are very costly. The other problem is electricity.
Wow, that is the
We
main.
are really
I
struggling
think you
with
that have like industrial machine, you have a lot. You have industrial machine, you have stoning machine, you have, because this lady right here, she's loaded. She's loaded. Like, I think she has come to realize that okay, this is what she likes, and this is her passion, and she actually built it. All these things, she has explained that all these things she built it herself by the grace of God, and she has a lot of machine that she needs electricity with. So how you could, because right now electricity is expensive.
Very, very expensive. Very expensive. So if you're going to bill a customer because of this electricity, that's another problem. We are really struggling with it. So we don't know what to do. That is Nigeria for us actually. Electricity.
I think by the time I think gradual process, the things will be like coming down. I don't know, but let's just hope that all these things will be better. Yeah. What would you like to advise your younger self? Like someone that has a passion for something, what would you like? What would your advice be for your younger self?
Yeah, I will advise my anybody, not even my younger self, anybody, no matter how old you are, you can achieve it if you want it. If you have a passion for anything, please go for it. And I will advise our parents too. From little that we had, try to study your kids, try to study your children on what they actually want or what they actually like, and try to support them in any way you can support them. Let them achieve their dreams. And for us that actually have any passion for anything, please go for it and be focused. And I will say, education is not a scam. Even if you are not going to do a white collar job, it actually helps. It actually helps in whatsoever passion at all, any ambition you said you have. So I will advise that anything, no matter how rough, no matter how tough it may be, it actually pays. So go for it. I'm enjoying it actually. The story was rough and tough, but I'm enjoying it. So that is what I would say.
At least by now you didn't have the stress of carrying your certificates up and down. You said you wanted to own your firm later. That will be later. So your fashion home, I pray it grows more than this. I pray it becomes more bigger and better than this.